I'm back. I got some really great feedback on the first video, so thanks everyone who commented or sent me a message or that I had a chance to talk to after making the first video. You're the reason why the second one's happening, and while there'll be even more after this. So with that being said, moving right along, yet another conversation that I had with a friend has inspired this video. And it's a conversation that I was on the other side of not too long ago. And it's this question of, Jody, it's great that you want to establish great habits. I want to do the same, but I don't even know what I'm working towards because I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. I'm having a quarter-life crisis. What am I supposed to be doing? I'm working at a restaurant. I should be working at a law firm somewhere. What the heck is going on? And the funny thing is, this is a question that comes up not only with people that are in my generation, but I come to find that it affects everyone regardless of age. There are some people who are well into their 50s and 60s that still haven't quite figured out what in the world they're supposed to be doing in this world. So, and like I said, I was fortunate enough to have friends around me who helped me to answer this question for myself, one of which happens to be my life coach, life coach, business coach, it's all the same these days. Jennifer Sarpong, she's absolutely amazing, and she's done a really good job of helping me figure out what exactly I'm here to do, figuring out my strengths and how to turn those strengths into an actual business, hence the business coach. So I'm going to take what other people have poured into me to help you figure out, maybe get a little clarity on the answer to this question for yourself. So, purpose. I actually just finished reading another book that talks about purpose a little bit and figuring out what exactly you are meant to do. And the author said that your purpose can be found at the intersection of what you love to do and what you hate to see. When you put those things together, that's when you find your purpose. So, take it a step back. So what you love to do. Let's say you love to paint or draw or organize things or instruct people, and you hate to see poverty, injustice, people in debt. There's so many things out there in the world that irk you, get to you, really don't sit well with you. So what you do is take what it is that you love to do, pour that into what you hate to see, and next thing you know, hey, you're doing something that you love to do, and it's actually making an impact in the world. For example, when I was in college, I worked with this organization, or volunteered with this organization named Economic Empowerment Initiative, and we helped to staff an art show, a gallery show for a photographer who went to South Africa. Wasn't a photographer to begin with. It was really just going, I think it was for a mission trip or something to that effect, and just had her regular digital camera and just began taking pictures. She went to a school, and it wasn't your typical school that you would think, elementary school that you would think of in America with a building and rooms and teachers and staff. There was one teacher, 25 kids, and these kids were taking classes in a broken down old bus. So their schoolhouse was a bus. And that really didn't sit well with her, that there were kids out there who wanted to learn, who were passionate about going to school, who wanted to get an education and better themselves, who didn't have the resources and the facilities in which to do so. So what she did, she documented that trip through her photos. And when she got home and was sharing her experience with friends and family, they were like, wow, these pictures are actually pretty good. You know what? Maybe you should look into doing more with that. And she took that to heart and went out and got herself a good camera, got some books, watched a few YouTube videos on how to do some really great photography. And next thing you know, fast forward a few years, we're doing this art show that's not just for her profit, but actually the majority of the profits from that show went to building a school for those very kids that she saw in South Africa. So that's just one example of someone who's taken something that they hated to see in the world and became the change that they wanted to see. We've all, well, maybe not all of us. But a lot of us have heard that quote by Gandhi, be the change you want to see in the world. Well, you really can be the change that you want to see in the world and have fun being that change. So another great quote that's really resonated with me and stuck with me in regards to purpose is by Miles Monroe. And he said in one of his books that when purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable. It's a quote that my pastor quotes quite often, and it's so true. When you don't know the purpose of food, you abuse it. Sometimes you eat too little, you eat too much. You don't know the purpose of money, you abuse it. You spend too much, you give away too much, you don't make enough, or whatever it is. With your relationship with money is an abusive one. Abnormal use, that's what abuse is. So you're not beating up the money, but you get what I'm saying. Let's not even take it there. So when you don't understand the purpose of someone in your life, you may abuse that relationship. Maybe it's a parent that you don't keep in touch with that you should, or in an extreme case, if it's an abusive relationship where there's physical abuse involved, that's another example of when someone doesn't understand another person's purpose. So in the contrast to what Miles Monroe said, when purpose is known, this is what Jody says, when purpose is known, a problem is solved. And not just, yay, I know my purpose, my problems are all solved, but you solve a problem for someone else. Whenever you're working in a job, whether it's at Buffalo Wild Wings or a Fortune 500 company, you are solving your employer's problem. They needed someone to wait the table, so they hired you at Buffalo Wild Wings. They needed someone to help their bottom line and increase profits, so they hired you at this Fortune 500 company to do so. So your compensation is directly tied to your ability to solve problems. So why not create your own stream of income, create your own source of wealth by solving problems, by finding those problems in those things that you hate to see, using something that you love to do to solve those problems, and making the world a better place. Hopefully this video has helped, and in the next video I'll be talking about goals and even the habits that I'm trying to adopt myself to be better able to be the change that I want to see in the world. So until next time.